quarantining been? Well, how was it for you, the pandemic and everything?
There's been a lot of stuff going on between, family and then also like with my career and stuff. Like I had to reassess a lot of different moves for myself and reassess a lot of different relationships. Which ones I value the most because I lost a couple people to COVID too. Um, so yeah, it's been pretty impactful. I feel like now I'm like redirected on the right path for like what I'm doing in this music industry.
And on the flip side, as a performer, how has the pandemic been for you? Because I know you had did a couple of tours right before or a little bit before it.
Yeah, you already know, but I'm a performing guy. Like I love like that's my main thing. Like on the stage, that's when I could show out and really just be fully like, me. I feel like since that hasn't been able, we haven't been able to go out and do too many shows. It's been a bit of a disconnect between me and my audience. But like I've been able to identify that, you feel me? And now I could like really take advantage of that and put out more so content based around, what we miss about, the live days. Like I want to do a whole bunch of more live performance content and really focus my like the main core of my content around that because that was like that's the best way for I feel like people to really like get to know who I am as an artist and as a performer.
And the last time we spoke, you were signed to Arista, and now you're
Yeah.
ending. What happened with that situation?
Well, basically I started reading my contract and I was understanding that even though like I owned, my masters and my publishing and stuff like that, there was still certain things that like, you got to recoup on. So like they're giving me a lot of, ownership over a lot of different things, but realistically, that's like after the fact of me recouping and everything. So um I was in a deal for, a one project deal. It should have been an album, but as we, got further into the situation, we ended up splitting it into several different projects. So what should have been just one project ended up becoming potentially like two projects. Then it became three projects. We're working on three projects, and it was a lot of inconsistencies for me. And like anytime I would suggest something, it would be like, okay, cool, that's just a suggestion in a way. So like I felt like maybe people weren't really hearing me or really feeling me the way that I felt like they needed to. So ultimately, I just had to take back my ownership and take back my independence, and just try to start doing it in a different way, follow my intuition more.
So, having experienced that, what advice would you give to someone getting new into the working with a big label?
I said go in there just knowing all your moves. Like it's like a chess game. It's like, or as a matter of fact, it's like a football game or a basketball game. You feel me? Like you may slip up or you may fumble the bag a little bit, but at least you could go back. You could either let that defeat you, but you could go back and look at your tape. And you could like correct all of the spots that you went wrong and just like do it better, do it bigger, better the next time. So I feel like that's mainly the main goal for a lot of these artists out here now. They want to go for the label bag and everything. And it's a lot of different bags out there, but it's like, yo, no bag going to serve you the way you need it to serve you unless you really know the types of bags that's out there. Like none of the bag I can get the biggest bag right now, but if I know already, what my net worth is, and what I'm already recouping and this and that, and niggas ain't trying to really shoot me no money for me to actually like grow, in this time that I'm going to be contractually obligated to you. Like I need to have more leverage and more of a foundation when I'm working with anybody. So I usually just spit that to any other artist. And I know it's a lot to take in. It's heavy, to take in, but shit, I ain't want to hear that shit when I was coming in the game. And it is what it is. You feel me? I ain't want to have to do none of the things that I'm doing right now, but it is what it is. I realize, I'm really different from everybody else.
Who were some of the artists you looked up to growing up?
I looked up to a lot of different artists. Like I love Jay-Z, J. Cole, um, Lauryn Hill was a big influence to me. Um, my mother loved like R. Kelly, Keith Sweat, Jodeci. So I listened to those people like R&B wise, SWV, and but the people that really just impacted me the most, like as far as like my morals and like just how I write and the type of artist I am, is really the people who like base their music around like the consciousness of their life, like what they've been through. Like Lauren come from where I come from. You feel me? She from, Essex County. And same thing with Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah from Essex County. Like, it's a lot of people. Oh, Ray J too. Ray J, I fuck with Ray J. I feel like a lot of people don't give Ray J his flowers, man. Cause like, yeah, people don't look at him as like the biggest artist or the biggest like singer or this and that, but that nigga Ray J is a businessman. And he come from the trenches. He come from the places that, you wouldn't really expect him to. And then, like, you look at how he still carry himself and how he's still able to, like, he don't look at nothing as like, oh damn, this is about to take me down. He looking like, oh, this shit about to try to take me down. I'm about to basically just try to, one up on it. He'll create a new business venture or something. You feel me? So like, I like people who think like that, who think like me and move like me.
Have you met any of them?
I met Corday one time. Of course, we got the song together, but aside from that, no, I haven't really got a chance to meet any of my idols.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
met her as well. Her's pretty dope.
What was that like, me and her?
That was pretty cool. I met her the same day I met Corday, and they were in the studio. I think they were recording that song that they ended up putting out together. And me and him had just finished our song. So I walked into the studio with Swag, her producer, and he was just like, hey, yo, this is NBDY. He's a dope artist. I'm working with him next door. And she got up. She introduced herself. She was like, oh, I'm Gabby. And I'm like, oh, she's mad cool, mad dope. She wasn't guarded. She didn't have her glasses on. This is before she started really showing her face and stuff. She had her hair pulled back. She looked mad normal. It was like as if I was just meeting just a normal ass person for the first time. But I was shook. I was scared. I'm like, damn, that's her. Oh, I was like, I don't know what to say. I just like, oh, it's nice to meet you. Your music's very good. I was being respectful. That's all.
True.
I really didn't know what to do, like, because where I come from, sometimes I act like I don't have no home training. I don't really want to, like, I didn't want to just, burn a bridge before I cross that shit.
How does it feel when people like Joe Budden, like, say they rock with you and your music? And he's not, when we think of Joe Budden and his musical taste, it's legit. It ain't like some.
He one of the goats.
Yeah.
Joe's one of the goats. Like when it comes to like lyricism and just like he really is one of like I love the way Joe thinks. So like before, I even really like knew about the podcast and everything. I was already fucking with Joe because my dad went to school with him back in Jersey City. So my dad used to tell me stories and everything, especially when Pump It Up had came out. My dad used to tell me stories about that, how that was, and some of the same people they had in similar circles and stuff. So when he did that, that was kind of like a full circle moment because mom, as a kid, I'm like, damn, one day I'm gonna probably meet Joe Budden. One day I'm gonna work with Joe Budden, because we come from the same place. You feel me? And that's just how I feel about everybody that comes from where I come from. It's like, yo, we definitely gonna have to cross paths one day. So when he posted me on the podcast, it was just like, wow, like, yo, he actually really fucks with me. And then I just started learning a lot more about like just who he was as a person. Cause I started, watching the podcast a lot more. And I'm like, yo, this dude really is like a stand-up guy. Like that guy heard my song. Well, Maul put him onto my song. And, they all basically fully embraced me as an artist. And they even invited me to come and perform for their audience. Like, I don't even be knowing what to expect sometimes whenever I release things. So things like that, like I said, it's a full circle moment and it's really humbling. And it helps give me gratification because I know Joe Budden went through a lot of the things that I'm going through right now in the industry. He done been through worse shit. So it's like, I really do pay attention and respect, his opinion about things because he been in this for a minute. He really a legend, like, yeah, go.
You spoke about growing up in a dark place and moving around a lot. So what advice would you give to someone who's watching this right now who might be in a dark place?
Go to therapy, especially if you're trying to do something that got like where it's a whole bunch of other people putting their opinions on you. Go to therapy because if you're a person that's like me, that's headstrong, you don't answer to authority and anything that anybody got to say to you, it could fuck up a lot of relationships or potential opportunities if you know you're not all right in your mind, if you don't got all that shit checked out. So it's like certain things trigger you, and you know you could have a fallout with the fucking head of a label one day, just out of nowhere. You know, just because you're not right, you're not fully understanding, or you're coming out of your body right now. You're not grounded enough to look at the situation bigger than what your emotions are making you feel.
It used to be kind of like a taboo topic, therapy, but I think
Yeah.
it's been kind of something people open to nowadays, and I think that's a good thing.
Emotional intelligence is I think honestly going to be a cure to a lot of the issues that we have in the world. Emotional intelligence, because politically, economically, we're fucked up because motherfuckers emotionally stupid. Guy, like people really like the white supremacy whole aspect of how we become to be where we are. Everybody wants to have one up. Everybody want to have a hierarchy over the other, and that's all been taught from white supremacy. So that all that shit is dumb and emotional shit. It's teaching you how to use your emotions to gain control over people. And I mean, if you smart, cool, it could work for you. But if you're a evil ass person, a narcissist, then yeah, you're gonna fuck up the world some more. So go to therapy, man. Go to therapy. Because you know, you got I'm gonna tell you
Whole
a lot of
show
Virgos is
topic right
crazy.
there.
A lot of Virgos is crazy, man. So we need therapy. Like the Virgos could end up like a Beyonce or like Ted Bundy on a bad day. A good day could be like a Beyonce day. You wake up feeling like MJ or some shit, and then the next day, motherfucker cross you and you on some Ted Bundy shit. You feel me?
Let's talk about the new EP, Tunnel Vision.
Yeah.
How
Mm-hmm.
long did that take to finish that up?
I recorded the whole project in about 3 weeks. I was in my apartment, and like every morning, like I don't work or anything like that. So in the morning, my entire routine is based around just getting my mind right, getting my emotions all good and set. And then I sit down to start writing. I might have a conversation, with a girl or whatever, or I might call one of my family members and have a conversation just so I can like just start to let myself be open and everything. And then yeah, I'll just start pouring it out. I wrote literally like Situationship was the first song that we wrote for the project. And then it was like Surrender came, Believe Me came, and then everything else I kind of just plugged in around. We did about 11 songs for the project and we picked 8. And yeah, man, it was dope. It was the first time I ever really like had my family around me, and the first time I ever really was just like doing me the way I wanted to do me while recording. And it felt really good. And it made me feel even more empowered and like just gave me reassurance that like I've been doing what I was doing. I'm doing the right thing, doing what my calling is, what I was created to do.
Surrender is one of my favorites off the joint. That's just crazy.
Hey, good looks, bro. Good
Um,
looks.
what made you name it Tunnel Vision?
Because when I first came down to North Carolina with the intent of right doing the EP at the end of the summer, um, my main thing was focus. My main thing was focusing, and I had to look at how I've been focusing. I Tunnel vision is easy to put on them goggles and not see anything on the sides, but we let in certain things that we can't really see the bigger picture of what it's going to cause until it's too late. So I had tunnel vision on the wrong things at some point in it, and in turn, I lost a lot of people. Fucked up a lot of relationships. One of my homies ran off on me with like 25 racks. Like I had to really like rebuild my trust and shit. Like a lot of like I had people that just fucking ran off on me completely. Like, and then also like spreading rumors, trying to say I like it's just a lot of dumb shit. And I'm starting to really understand why niggas don't really fuck with nobody in the industry and they really just stick to their bag, because it's like I know myself, you feel me? And if I really like let myself get in tune with all of this bullshit that's happening to me right now, I'm gonna block my blessings, you feel me? I'm gonna block my blessings. Somebody running off with the bag on me, somebody doing this. I done already made that shit back, but I'm on, schedule to make even more than that. So it ain't even, I could just principally just go off on it and say, yo, damn, like I was fucked up, go on social media, cry and be all that, because that's my bag, you feel me? But my tunnel vision is on to a point now to where I see who that person was and what the relationship really was. And even if they were to still be around and still fucking with me, if they didn't steal the money from me, they would have probably did something else like sneaky to me in the future, because they didn't respect who I was as a person. Like I'm just ruminating, like taking in and just looking at, you know, how they move, and I'm not really taking any action necessarily on it that's going to be detrimental to what the bigger picture is. Because I know I got people that work with me that's really not for me, and they just here for you know, a short period of time possibly. But you know, I don't really know, you know, what the future holds, and until that happens, I gotta prepare myself to not, you know, not be bitter and salty when it happens. You feel me?
Nah, that's a good place to be in because I mean, ultimately, everything we going through is supposed to happen because it's gonna teach us one way or another. You know,
Yeah,
it's when
yeah.
it's happening over and over, then it's like, all right, what you doing wrong?
Right, right, right. So when the same shit happens over and over, it makes you either want to run away or, you know, shut down from it. So it's like I ain't going back down from this shit because I got a good chance at it. I know I'm better than a lot of motherfuckers. So I'll be damned if anybody, you know, do something that got me feeling down enough to where I feel like I want to quit. No, I'm gonna keep looking at myself. And every year, that's what I be doing. I be looking at myself on how I could grow past these little hurdles, and like, and what I've like identified is that it comes down to your emotions. It comes down to what you can tolerate, what you can't tolerate, and I just been building up my tolerance level.
As a creative, I'm not a singer, but you know, we are still in that creative field, and I know how hard that shit could be. Like you in the trenches, trying to, you know, just make your dreams come true. Following your dreams ain't a fucking easy thing to do. That's
Mm-hmm.
um, and sometimes we get lost in trying to get to the destination, and we not really enjoying the moments. Like we thinking about tomorrow, the next month.
Yeah,
Have you had time to enjoy where you at the moment, or are you, you know,
yeah,
what's
man. I'm enjoying it. I take, like I said, having those moments of self reflection. That's something that like I'm never gonna stop doing for as long as I live, because that's what keeps me present. Because I could be, I'm a Virgo, bro. I could get real consumed with the future and the past and never see where I'm at right now. For the rest of my life, I'll be focused on fixing everybody else's problems, if anything. But yeah, man, being present, honestly, I'm enjoying it right now because I don't have to work. Like every day I wake up, part of my routine is like I make a list of things I'm grateful for. You know, I do a whole lot of things to be mindful of, because like when I was younger, a lot of things that I used to feel bad about, or like that used to trigger me, or I used to feel like nobody cared about me, it was because I had nobody really like telling me good things about myself, you know? So here I am now. I get a lot of, you know, validation from the outside world, but still on the inside, I'm looking at myself like, damn, you're not really what everybody is saying yet. You're not really there yet, you know? So I had to identify that and change that thinking and just to keep it moving, keep it chugging. Like it's really all about that self care and how well you take care of yourself to keep on moving forward. For me, like I said, you've known me for years, and everybody else who knows me, like I could be pretty, you know, reserved, and like I could be pretty laid back, especially if I don't really know you. But like, there's two different egos that we have, you know. We have the protective ego, and then we have like our what I would call our childlike ego, and the childlike ego is kind of like just who you are when you're comfortable, when you're around everybody you know that you love, and you know that you know you're safe. You feel me? So like trying to like blend those two right now, that's where I'm at right now. I'm at more so like trying to be more confident and just having more fun in the moment, being more present, because you know I'm okay. Like I'm fine. Ain't nobody out, like even if somebody was out to get me, I'ma still be good. I know I'm gonna be good regardless, because it all comes down to how I react to it. For me, in the past, I used to be really reserved and protective over my energy, because I'm like, damn, I don't know what I would do if somebody does or says something that might piss me off, or so I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut. Feel me? That's not like, that wasn't really healthy, especially like I'm talented as I am. You know, I'm like really fucking socially awkward. But you know, when I'm comfortable, I could be really cool. Everybody would love me and everything. But yeah, man, being present is like a muscle, and the more present I am, the better I can create, the better I can like just think on my feet, and the more I can just, you know, move forward. Really, the past really doesn't matter no more.
it's crazy
It
you say
don't matter.
I'm the same damn way, and I've gotten better with it over the years. But I mean, my name is silent for that reason. I don't really talk. I don't show emotion. People who don't know me, they be like, "Damn, nigga, you mad? What you mad about?"
Right,
I'm
right,
not
right.
mad. I'm just, that's just me. I'm just chilling.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm just thinking. I'm in my head.
So I get what you mean. It makes perfect sense. Um,
Hmm.
do you ever have moments where because from where you came from, remember you was on YouTube dropping covers, and now look where you at. Have you had that moment yet where you like, yo, I've really come a long way from when I started?
Yeah, man. When I last year, this whole process for this EP really was like my big awakening of like how far I've come. And like my manager, like last summer, I would call him like every week, top of the week, and give him like a big old pep talk about just how much I appreciate life and how much I appreciate where we come from, because he got his own life and everything. We all get real consumed up with the future, and I'm just like, yo, you really just gotta take in like, okay, cool, we in COVID right now, we can't do much. Boom, look at really how much of a blessing all of this is, because everybody got to slow down. Back then there was a problem with, oh, I'm always out, I'm always doing this, I'm always doing that. So like, I've really just been like trying to condition just the negativity from affecting me, man. That shit really been keeping me as present, bro. It's been keeping me super present. Like, I moved down there, and like literally, like, since I moved down there, things have just been getting better. My relationships have been getting better, because like I said, it's like a muscle. It's like a muscle memory when you happy. It's a muscle memory. So I've been surrounding myself with people that genuinely make me happy, because they won't judge me for who I am. You feel me? Like, they won't. I mean, if I do become a little bit too much, they could correct me. You feel me? They'll know how to correct me. Like, somebody on the street might not really know how to correct me, and shit might go really really left. You feel me? But yeah, that's the energy that I need around me, and the energy I like to keep around me. Like, we have a lot of alphas in our family, a lot of headstrong people who don't they do what they want to do. Like, we don't listen to authority, we don't take authority like very well. So I mean, I don't gotta sit here and like fit in with everybody, and I'm cool with that now. I'm not sitting here trying to like people please nobody, and I'm not trying to shut the fuck up no more either, because there's no point. Like, there's no point in me shutting the fuck up. Like, I always feel like I gotta shut the fuck up so I don't say nothing dumb or say nothing like this. But I'm a smart motherfucker. Like, everything I used to think or be afraid of, like, because people used to say, "Oh, you don't want to." It's like, okay, I won't. I know myself better than that. You don't know me. That's what your fear is, but I know myself. You feel me?
I want to read these tweets, and I want you to expand on it.
Mm-hmm.
Before you spoke about it, it didn't exist in your life. What you speak on, you will manifest in your life. Negative or positive is about perspective to the person. Nothing is good or bad, it just is. Learn to be more unbothered and get your point up. Hope I inspired someone. That was good. I want you
Thanks.
to elaborate on that.
Um, so I've been reading this book called The Energy Codes, by Susan Mortar, and in this book, I was able to really understand that, like, the way that I think and the way that I feel, and it all comes down to how I condition my mind. It all comes down to how, literally, from the first time I wake up, fuck what I'm putting in my body. What the hell is my mind really thinking about from the moment I wake up? Like, what is the natural thing? One thing I used to do, I used to pull myself away from people because I used to feel like I was a really negative person. So here I am in my head. Everybody who's around me feels like, oh no, you're super sweet, you're super this, you're super that. But in my head, I'm like, I'm super negative. Like, you don't know me. Like, I'm crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, people, and they don't see it, they don't understand it. But now I understand that it starts with literally from the moment you wake up, having the consciousness to be aware of what your mind is feeding you, because your mind feeds itself. Even if, like, we may think we have full control over our minds and our bodies, but we don't, because we live in a system. We don't really know who we are as human beings before a system was made for us to think, for us to like just be on autopilot. So like, we on autopilot all the time. And in that book, she explained that perfectly. So it's like I could wake up now and be in tune with the person that everybody likes to be around, because I know how it feels to get, I know how to get myself and condition myself emotionally. I know how to filter out, okay, as soon as I wake up, I'm feeling bad. What is making me feel bad? Is it just like I'm feeling lazy? Is it just because, I got to go down that list and really just look at myself now? Like, I don't be worried about what nobody else is doing and how nobody else is feeling, like, until I really check in with myself. Because if I'm not good, and then you not good, and then I come and say something to you or whatever, and you might take it the wrong way, or I might take it the wrong way. You feel me? So when it comes to like my business, I got to take that shit more serious every day, more and more serious. Because it's not like just going to a job at 9 to 5. It's like you have employees now. You have like people that you have to work with and talk on the phone with meetings that don't come from where you come from. So you just got to be able to hide that big ass energy you have and have some type of filter on it.
And that's a good way to dealing with maybe depressions and or negative thoughts, because if you're in tune, you'll be able to know where is this coming from. Sometimes that negativity or that depression ain't even something we going through. We might have heard something in the news or someone around us,
Exactly.
and people need to
Exactly.
pay attention
So
to
it's
that.
all about your root. It's all about where you rooted at, and what you're feeding, what the soil is feeding your root. Like your family is essentially your soil, or the people you hang around, your friends is your soil. You are the root. We all are roots. Everywhere we go, wherever we plant our feet, where we stay, the environment is what we gravitate and naturally, has revolving around us. People don't really understand it or think about it like that, but you got certain type of friends you like hanging around, right? I got a certain type of friends I like hanging around, but I've elevated my mindset and my thinking to have more different types of friends that I can like, be a different side of myself around, because I understand that hanging around these types of people is going to get me into a different place or a better place. You feel me? So
Amen.
yeah.
Preaching on a Tuesday afternoon. Another tweet. I give too much energy on my monk shit from now on.
Yeah. That was just more so, I was just a day when I was just tired of talking and explaining myself. And I was probably like feeling super emotional, and I was just tired of like feeling that shit. Like, how sometimes when it's like, let's say somebody pissed you off, or like, maybe not even pissed you off, but you had like an exciting morning, right? And now your energy is just up. Your energy is up. You on go. Like once my energy is going, anybody I come across, it's infectious. I'm about to infect you with the energy. I'm about to affect you with the energy too. Now, let's say I'm trying to infect somebody with my happy energy, and then they don't like that shit. You feel me? I'm already hyped up and shit. I'm already hyped up. And now because, I'm happy or whatever, I might feel away because you're not receiving it. Like, these are things I've worked past and everything. But, some days I still do have those moments where I'll get like, all right, well, what the fuck is wrong with your ass? Like, look at me, I'm being happy. Like, come on, you can do it. You can do it. Like, I wake up so happy sometimes, like, and thankful from what I've been through and where I'm at right now. And because I'm so young, people can't really understand that type of happiness and that type of joy on my face when they see me. I really am very thankful for like the family and the career and the life that I have and the talent that I have. Like, my family's been through a lot. I've lost a lot of family members, and the people that I have now, like the fact that they still around and they can still see me do what I do, they can still support me doing it, and I can still continue to be a vessel. That keeps me super manic sometimes.
Nah, and that being in that state of mind, that not that you do it for blessings, but that brings blessing. That keeps that good energy around you. And people, I hate when people don't realize that. Like, yo, be grateful.
See,
Ooh,
but it starts to affect you, right? It starts
yeah,
to affect you. You're like, damn. So it's like, that's why I was just like, yo, I'm just be on my monk shit, because honestly, not everybody understands that the positivity, having the ability to change your mind from a negative to a positive, even if whatever you're going through really is valid. Having the ability to not feel the inner pain on command, that's a superpower to me. It's a superpower to me. So I'd be like, yo, maybe I just need to shut the fuck up sometimes and not really like tell anybody, like, because once I don't give the energy, people start to miss my energy. They take my energy for granted. So once they don't have my energy no more, then it's like they start to miss it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm on my monk shit. I'm quiet now, and there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just grounding myself again. I was coming out of my body a little too much.
So I like to wrap up interviews with speak. You know, I'm big on speaking things into existence and putting stuff out in the universe. So giving you the floor to put something out there that you want for yourself or even for the world.
Man, for the world, I want more emotional intelligence for everybody. I want more people to really understand how to stick to the bag because I guess like where we were last year, like we had a new level of awakening. So I'm manifesting that we really going to be more curses and more cycles is going to be broken around poor mental health, and because of that, that's going to elevate us, our people, and us as a race, hopefully. And I feel like my music will be a tool for that because just everything that I talk in my music, I manifest genuine feelings, genuine, like I'm really really coming from my heart with everything that I say. So I'm just manifesting that success, for everybody who's willing to go to mile to learn about themselves and take that journey on self love and keep that tunnel vision.